Welcome back to the Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the really fine-grained tools Python gives you to control the flow of your code. If you've been working with basic Python loops, you already know they're incredibly powerful for automating repetitive tasks. But, well, what happens when things don't go exactly to plan? Or what if you need to completely change directions mid-flight? Today, we're moving way beyond basic for and while loops to look at the advanced keywords that give you total, absolute command over your program's execution.
So tell me if this sounds familiar. Have you ever found yourself just staring at your terminal window, watching it aggressively print the exact same line over and over and over again, scrolling way faster than you can even read it? Yeah, it's a super common frustration, and honestly, kind of a rite of passage for programmers. Getting trapped in an endless cycle like that just proves the absolute necessity of loop manipulation. You literally can't write robust, production-ready code without knowing how to interrupt, skip, or gracefully exit a loop when specific conditions are met.
Okay, here's our roadmap for mastering this. 1. Controlling your loops. 2. Stopping with break. 3. Skipping with continue. 4. Placeholders with pass. And 5. Practical loop problems. Let's jump into Section 1. Controlling your loops. The traffic cops.
And moving right along to Section 2. Stopping with break. The red light.
When you write a loop, you're essentially building a highway for your data, right? But without any traffic cops, that data just barrels straight from the beginning to the end, no matter what happens on the road. Well, Python provides special keywords that act exactly like traffic cops for your code. They stand right inside your loop blocks and actively direct the execution path. Think of break as your emergency stop button, or the glaring red light of our control flow. Notice the exact phrasing here. It terminates the nearest enclosing loop. It is an absolute eject button. If you're nested, say 3 loops deep, it only breaks you out of the loop it currently sits inside. Also, if your loop has an else clause attached to it, the one that executes when a loop finishes normally, hitting a break statement completely skips that else suite. You are bailing out of the loop entirely.
Section 3. Skipping with continue. The detour.
So, if break is your red light, continue is absolutely your yellow yield sign. It's a detour. It doesn't end the journey, it just alters the current step. Imagine you're processing a massive list of files, and you hit one that's totally corrupted. You don't want to crash the whole program, right? You just want to abandon that single corrupted file and immediately jump to the next one. That is exactly what continue does. As soon as Python reads continue, it just fast-forwards past any remaining code in that block and jumps straight back to the top to start the next cycle.
Let's put these two head-to-head, because honestly, beginners confuse these powerful traffic directors all the time. On the one hand, break is basically shouting, "I am completely done with this loop, get me out of here." On the other hand, continue is just saying, "Hey, I'm done with this specific item, but let's keep the engine running and grab the next item." One destroys the loop entirely. The other just forces an early restart of the loop's internal cycle.
Section 4. Placeholders with pass. The empty room.
This keyword acts like an under construction sign for a very peculiar feature of Python. I want you to let this paradox sink in for a moment. When it is executed, nothing happens. Why on earth would a programming language explicitly design and even require a command that actively does absolutely nothing? It sounds like a joke, but it's actually a brilliant solution to how Python handles syntax.
The crucial thing to remember is that Python relies heavily on whitespace and indentation to know where blocks of code begin and end. So if you're sketching out a massive program, you might write a function definition, but you aren't quite ready to write the actual code inside it yet. If you just leave it entirely blank, boom, Python throws a syntax error and crashes. By inserting pass, you provide a syntactically valid placeholder. You're basically just politely telling the Python interpreter, "Yes, I know a block of code belongs here. I'm just not going to write it yet. Please move along."
Finally, Section 5. Practical loop problems. The trap. All right, grab your detective hats, because it's time to investigate a classic bug you will absolutely run into at some point. Now that we know how loops work, we have to talk about what happens when you try to get a little too clever with the loop's internal mechanics. Imagine a simple for loop iterating over a range of 10. But then, inside the loop, you try to manually reassign the index variable to 5. You might think this would reset the loop, or maybe trap it at 5 forever, but it doesn't. Overwriting a loop variable during iteration does not affect the for loop. The very next time the loop cycles, Python will just overwrite your 5 with the next index in the range. The loop's iterator is always in charge, not your manual assignments.
But listen, there is an even more dangerous variation of this trap. This happens when you try to modify a mutable sequence, like a list,
while you are actively iterating through it. You see, Python uses an invisible internal counter to keep track of which item is next. If you delete an item from the list while looping, the whole list shifts to the left, but that internal counter still clicks forward. This causes the very next item to be skipped entirely. And conversely, if you insert an item, everything gets pushed right, and you end up treating the same item twice. The tracker just gets totally misaligned, leading to incredibly nasty, hard-to-find bugs.
So, how do we actually escape this trap? This is a secret tip you need to remember forever. Whenever you need to modify a list while iterating over it, always iterate over a temporary copy instead. And the absolute most Pythonic way to do this is by using a slice. By adding a simple colon inside brackets next to your list variable, you generate a full temporary copy of the sequence for the loop's internal counter to track. Then you can safely insert or delete items from the original list without confusing the loop's hidden engine at all.
We have covered a ton of ground today. You now know how to deploy break to shatter a loop, continue to skip ahead, pass to hold your place, and slices to safely modify data on the fly. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Take a look at the code you are writing right now. If break is your eject button and slice is your safety net, which of your current loops is dangerously close to crashing? Use these new detective tools to review your own work, and you'll find yourself writing safer, cleaner, and much more Pythonic code. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep building.